asset to our office and has been instrumental in obtaining benefits for our veterans and their families. Our current office, we are currently representing 38% of our local veterans. That's about a 3% increase from last year. And so our veteran population, we're seeing more of them within our office levels. July of 2023 was the close of our monetary fiscal year, and our office here at Pike County, we increased our monthly monetary amount by $1 million. That is a total of $8.8 million that we brought back to the veterans within our community. Another benefit that's helping veterans within our community is our real estate tax exemption program that the commissioners in my office created back in March of 2023. This program has assisted over a dozen veterans and their surviving spouses to alleviate them of real estate property tax exemption. I feel like this is really important, and I'm glad that the commissioners have approved those resolutions. I actually testified near Philadelphia this past week in support of those resolutions to be recognized across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, not just here in Pike County. With the rapid growth, the commissioners have recognized and seen that it's time for us to relocate. We're having a new building up in Shahola that we'll be relocating to hopefully before the turn of the year or the beginning of the year. This new building is going to be much larger and suited better for our needs by providing room spaces to provide classes and additional resources. We're also going to have a designated area for our vet center to come down and provide mental health services to our veterans and their spouses. I want to thank the maintenance crew for preparing the new office space and helping it be a seamless transition. The Pike County Commissioners recognize and support the veterans, and I look forward to continue working with the commissioners to better assist our veterans. I want to thank the veterans for their service and wish them a happy Veterans Day.
Yep. Any questions? One other thing I think is important is, so the new location is also right next to workforce development. Right. And as you read in this resolution, we talk about how the transition for veterans coming back to from their service, they need help finding employment, they need maybe training, and that's all part of this. So I think it's going to be a great space for them to be for the veteran services to be located, because they're interconnected. And I know Cindy DeFabro up there is working towards developing programs to help the veterans that come back to Pike County to transition into a better life here in Pike County.
Yes.
Josiah, I just want to thank you for all the work you've done in the past year since we were able to lure you away and hire you in May of 2022, because it's been great. You know, we've been out in the community more than normal, and all we hear is nothing but, you know, thank you. He's really doing a great job from the veterans and families of veterans.
Excellent.
Really appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Yeah, keep up the good work, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but Josiah is also a leader at the state level, and serving his leadership here in Pike County, telling everybody across the state about what we're accomplishing here in Pike County. Not only as a resolution says, are we proud of all of our veterans, we're proud of the programs that we're offering, and it's never been at a higher level than it is now in the entire history of Pike County. So thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, sir.
Questions? Kevin?
Do any of our state universities give college credit, like they do in New York, for military service?
So education benefits. When an individual is exiting the military, their classes that they took while in service do translate into college credit as CEUs, and they can use that towards their education. Depending on what they are going to for school for, will determine what those benefits can be used for. Monetary wise, they have the GI benefit, which is a federal, and then many schools provide the yellow ribbon program also.
Kevin, can you identify yourself for the record?
Kevin Holian, Damon Township, veteran.
Anyone else? No. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
So the only other thing on the miscellaneous is the Penn State calendar of events, take note of that. And then we're going to have an update from Dawn Allison on the concept rounds. Dawn, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
A wonderful program.
So, I just want to give a little update on the progress that we've made as CASA. We're coming coming up on 2 years since we opened in Pike County. So we're at the CASA of Pike County program, which is court-appointed special advocates, for any of you that aren't familiar. And the program is, we recruit volunteers who are sworn in by the court. They go through training, they're sworn in by the court, and they are appointed to advocate for our foster children, any children in the dependency system. And they're appointed to advocate for the children on a one-on-one basis, which does give us a lot of time and a lot of dedication on a one-on-one basis, which is very, very helpful to the court in making recommendations and decisions on how a child should move forward. And we also work hand in hand with children and youth on case planning and supporting their decisions. So since we started in January, we have 19 advocates that are sworn in right now. From January of 23 to September of 23, they have logged in over 1,000 volunteer hours. They have completed over 270 hours of additional training. And they have provided over 65 reports that have been used by Judge Guan in dependency court hearings. And that's from January to September. Right now, we are serving 33 children, and there are 49 children presented to the program. So we do have 16 children on our waiting list. So we're currently always recruiting and trying to train new volunteers. I have 4 new volunteers in the training program right now that will be sworn in by the court, hopefully the first week of December. So we'll be able to appoint them to more children. If anyone's interested, or if you're talking to anybody that you think might be a great advocate for a child that's just wants between 10 and 15 hours a month to help change the life of a foster child. I can begin training classes at any time when there's enough volunteers. Otherwise, we typically would schedule one in the spring. So the state average right now is CASA programs normally represent 35% of the children in care. And one of the last counts, Pike County was representing 80% of the children in care. The CASA program, that's down a little bit right now. Unfortunately, we have more needs than we have advocates, so that fluctuates a little bit. So I think we're down probably more around 70% right now. But we have seen tremendous outcomes for the children with just additional supports and a one-on-one relationship. I think that we bring a lot to the table when we work with the caseworkers together through children and youth. And it just gives another set of eyes and ears for the court to make really solid decisions so these children can move towards permanency and the family can move toward healing. So that's, in 2 years we've accomplished a lot. The state is very, very happy with the progress that Pike County's made. The community has been amazing with very little outreach. We haven't done a whole lot of advertising. We've done some news articles, we've done some speaking engagements, and the community members have just stepped up and volunteered from all directions. So we're very, very grateful to that. So continue to spread the word, and anybody that you know that would be a good advocate for a child, have them call me. And hopefully by the end of 2024, we'll be closer to our goal of 100% of the children served. So, thank you for supporting the
Appreciate
program.
the program very much.
What kind of background checks?
They do the regular clearances, FBI, state clearances, sex offender clearances, children and youth run clearances. So all the typical clearances and criminal checks are run. And then they go through extensive, the initial training program is 30 hours. And then court observation, and then they're required to do an additional 12 hours a year of continuing education credits, which we've done 2 target programs now. We just completed one that's going to be published in conjunction with Highmark, and we did this through PA CASA, and that was with a focus on healthcare advocacy and how the children in the foster care system are really challenged, and a lot of healthcare needs go unmet. So we did, the advocates that I currently have right now did additional training on a healthcare advocacy piece, and we were able to improve a significant amount of healthcare being provided to the foster children.
What department is your office in? Is that under court?
We're a county department.
You're actually under the commissioner's
Yeah.
office. But the direction she gets comes from, in this case, I believe Judge
Correct.
Vaughn, but through the courts. But it's not really a department of the courts, it's a department
Is
of.
CASA is the program?
Yes, it's a separate program, separate
Yes.
from these other agencies.
Yeah.
But interacts a lot with children and youth in the court.
Right. But it's listed in the whole format of the county under the commissioner's office. This is the commissioners. You know, we hire, we deal with all the funding and all that.
Any other questions? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
We're gonna go to press and public comment, but the first thing I'm gonna announce is Mr. Jones is retiring, and I think, you know, Chris, you've done some really great work in this family, and we benefited from, your professionalism. I mean, I know I've been interacting with you for as long as you've been there, which I think you said the new was 27 years?
Yeah, it's 26 and change.
All right, well, yeah, we'll split months. Right, but I think that's, now it's time for you to retire, and I think it's important that the public knows that, and they thank you for what you did. You know, Dispatch is a, you know, it's our newspaper, you know, I mean.
Right.
Thank you, Chris, for all of your work and during some lonely meetings, being one of the few people that are joining us, so we will miss you.
Yeah, thanks for the company.
Although you can continue to come.
We appreciate it.
Being patient.
Yeah.
You're
Got
welcome.
really nice commendation from our publisher, Sue Lloyd. And she mentioned a lot of interesting things. And you don't think about day-to-day networking, for the fact that like kids spend a lot of time in the office, that I met Nikki Jones, my wife, through the office. Personal things like that you don't really think about, you know. So she put that all together, wish me well, and we're just working on who's going to be at least the interim editor and keep the dispatch going. She also mentioned that we went through a lot of, like everybody, we went through COVID, we went through big economic setbacks. We had some rival media that try to, work into our bailiwick, and we survived and thrived, so it's a miracle that it's still going. A lot of people.
Newspapers are difficult already,
Yeah,
but
a
it's
lot
been
of
there for a
people
long
have
time.
said that, you go out there, and you meet people, and they say, wow, you're still doing this, congratulations. One fellow who was at the Readers and Writers last year, Yale professor, he said, "You're our heroes." He's a writer. So that's what I'm taking with me as I just go for the rest. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your balanced coverage too. I didn't know you that much before I became commissioner, but it certainly has been good working with you.
You're gonna travel the world. I think that's what Doug Hay did too, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, Doug's.
He traveled the world then too.
Yeah. He's got, he had his camper, and he used to do, he's a former advertiser.
Yep.
Right.
Two of them. And he used to go to a lot of the national parks and volunteer. You get a little special deal, and maybe sometimes even a place to stay.
Right.
He and I forgot his wife's name. Yeah, so Doug, and he filed a lot of stories for that stuff too. Yeah, so that's a good little,
Good.
We wish you well.
So any press and public comment while you're here?
I don't have anything.
All right. Anyone?
Gina,
I got an easy one for you.
identify yourself.
Gina Mankato. I like coming in and watching all the presentations, and I'm learning a lot about what you guys do, but when I'm at home and can't make it to the meetings, the recordings, I can't hear hardly anything of what you guys are saying, or half the time I can't hear what the presentations are. Can we work on something to get a better recording that we put on
Absolutely.
line?
That's
on
good
your-
input.
On your Pike County page, not just what they record, because I think that's important to publicly hear everything.
Okay.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you. We don't go home and watch it.
I know, I'm sure.
No, I appreciate it.
Being with you all once is enough. I'll take it personal. Motion to adjourn? Oh, you got one thing, go ahead.
Just one
Yep, I'm
follow-up.
sorry.
At the last public meeting, a question came up about the commissioner's commitment to follow through on some concerns that were raised actually back in May, June, with regards to at least some hate language going around, and possibly even some threatening actions with regards to the LGBTQ community and other minority communities, quite frankly. We did follow through on that. I mentioned at the last meeting, I've been in contact with the state police. They have a Office of Community Engagement, and we had a Zoom meeting on Monday with Captain Brown and Sergeant Tim Green, as well as 2 other state troopers. And they're going to come and do a presentation about concerns that they do have within our community and other communities, not just Pike County for sure. But they're going to do that at our public meeting on December 6th. So not the next one, but the one after that. We've indicated, I was asked about that by somebody from Triversity at the last meeting. I just wanted to bring that up, that we're going to follow through on that. We're not going to take any action, but we want to hear, because as we try to explain, they understand it, but to other people, this isn't something we can legislate or spend some money on specifically, but it is something where we can try and make people aware. And they agree that awareness is a good thing. So I'll let them, they're the professionals, if you will, with regards to this issue. So we'll let them deal with it, but they're going to be here on December 6th.
Okay.